This is the second video from today. My last one, when I pressed stop, said, "Camera failure. Please reset the camera." So, lost some stuff, but it's alright. I'm not gonna let it stop me.
Oh, now, and the one thing that I really realized was for me to become a tough guy, and that's what I wanted to be. I saw myself as a very weak man, and for me to be hard and be tough, I had to start going over to that list, that scary list, to start facing that, because I knew over there I was going to find a whole new person. Because if I kept on doing the things that made me feel comfortable, I was going to continue being that same person I always was, the lying, insecure, fearful person living this nice, comfortable life of mine. So I just designed a very uncomfortable world for David Goggins. And in that world, I found a whole new different, that's where I created Goggins. So there's David Goggins and there's Goggins. I created Goggins in that fucking meat eater world over there, mine.
It's really, in your book, you have this exercise basically for people to do at the end of each chapter. And one of the things that I found really interesting was that you would write your goals on a mirror. And I did that my entire powerlifting career. So when I saw that, I was like, oh my God. And then the learning disability. I'm in the same boat when it came to that. I spent the beginning half of my life thinking I was stupid. I bought into it. I was like, man, maybe they're right. Maybe I am dumb. And then even as I progressed and became fairly successful in terms of what I was able to lift in powerlifting, I still kind of thought I was dumb. I still didn't think I was worth enough to coach people. I even had an idea and a concept which now has given me a lot of financial freedom, which is a product called Slingshot. I even had that idea for a long time, but I didn't pull the trigger on it because I was scared. I didn't know. I was like, how am I going to get this made? I'm dumb. I'm not a business person. And so I kind of fished around and I talked to some different companies. They all thought it was a bad idea. And eventually I bought into that too. I was like, yeah, it is a bad idea. It probably is a bad idea. I'm dumb. Why would it be a good idea? And then my oldest brother, of almost 10 years ago to this day, passed away. My oldest brother, Mike, he had drug and alcohol addictions. And he kind of sounds like he dealt with a lot of things that you dealt with at a point where he didn't feel like he had much self-worth. But at that point, I realized life was short, man. Life is short, and I better start attacking some of these stupid things that I'm scared of. I don't even really know how scared I am of them because I never actually even really tried. I just am petrified or terrified of them, and I never even really put any effort in. How do I know what it looks like for me to do business if I never even tried it? And that was a point that I was at, but once my brother passed, it kind of flipped a switch, and I started setting goals, and I started doing things like you mentioned, writing your goals on the mirror.
Well, yeah, it helped me out a lot, man. And I started with very small goals. It wasn't like I went out there and, I started out real big. And I realized that the big goals were just crushing me, because they weren't happening fast enough. And I had to start making big things very small. And I had to take a lot of pride and a lot of satisfaction from the fact that, I had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months. Which is an impossible task for anybody to do. So instead of looking at 106 pounds, man, I was happy to lose a pound. I was happy to run a quarter mile, because you know how it is as a power lifter, man. You're not running anywhere. For me, when I was a power lifter, man, I was so crazy about calorie content and losing calories that I hated even walking to the refrigerator. I didn't want to lose any calories, because losing calories meant losing strength. So I was a freak about all that stuff, man. So I just totally flipped my mindset about all that stuff and just find very small goals and start achieving them, being proud of myself, achieving small goals that I accomplished.
With, a lot of people are listening to this right now, and a lot of people probably feel they're not worth a shit. They probably feel like crap about themselves. What is something that you're able to share with people that can help flip the switch, or is there anything? Or do they just need to come to their own realization? They need to hit bottom. They need to go through some shit first in order to get there. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, what's funny, man, is that I'm not speaking for every big guy by any means. I was once the big man. And I realized a lot of us big guys, man, we got some serious demons. You know, I hung around big guys, and we all break down, and we started talking about our personal lives and how fucked up we all are. And, you know, hey, why don't you become big, man? We all had almost a similar story of insecurities.
Yeah.
And you know, walking around in the airport looking like a gargantuan, man, people look at you differently. You get a little more self-esteem. So I'm gonna be talking to a few of us out there when I say this, man. The biggest thing in life that you have to do is you have to be proud of yourself. You have to start developing that personal self-esteem. And it has to be something that it's an internal thing. And it has to come from a lot of hard work and dedication. And you really have to, I call it, like right now, I see your headphones on your head. I walk around life with so-called headphones on my head, man. I don't, really wear them, obviously, but I just have these earmuffs on that I silence out the noise, I silence out the judgment, I silence out the self-doubt, I silence out all the naysayers. And, those people get in our head, and then we start getting in our head. And the most important conversation we'll ever have is one we have with ourselves. And like you were saying to yourself, man, I'm dumb, I'm this, I'm that. I was the same fucking way. So if that's what you're constantly repeating to yourself in that internal conversation, man, that's who you're gonna be. And my biggest thing for these people who are out here is, honestly, man, you have to start callousing over that victim's mentality. You have to start building this mental armor that no matter what anybody says, that you can be in a room full of 1 million people, and all million can be like against you and calling you names and whatever. And you like this, you know what? Roger that. You go fuck yourself, man. I know exactly where I'm going. I know exactly what I'm doing. And that's the kind of self-esteem you have to build in yourself, man, in this kind of society today, because it's tough. It's tough out here nowadays.
When you talk about callousing your mind, I love that analogy. For the lifters out there, they should be able to grab onto that pretty good. You go to pick up a 700